Snow flurries feathered down, smothering the world in white. My cabin, a sagging structure of pine logs and rusted nails, hunched at the edge of the forest, roof weighted with last night's storm. The trees stood like sentinels, their skeletal branches clawing at the gray sky. Most folks would find the silence unsettling, but I'd grown to like it. Silence lets you hear things, soft things, things that flicker between the trees when you aren't looking straight at them. I used to think the shapes were tricks of light, tired eyes, but the offerings always vanished. Candy bars, jerky, a can of beer on a whim. Once, out of curiosity, I left my last piece of chocolate, gone by dawn. I laughed it off, called them neighbors. Better they take my sweets than my scalp. That laugh died this morning. I woke to a hum, not the electrical kind, more like a bone-deep vibration. Stepping outside, boots sinking into the snow, I stopped cold. A shimmering dome encased the cabin, faintly iridescent, warping the trees beyond like ripples over glass. Frost crept up its surface from the inside, tracing feathery patterns. The air smelled of ozone and old wood smoke. My eyes caught something darker. A scrap of parchment, coarse as sandpaper, was nailed to the door with a twig sharpened to a point. "Do not leave," it read in jagged strokes, letters pressed so hard they nearly tore through. Heart thudding, I peered beyond the barrier. They were there, figures, indistinct and shifting, stood in a loose semicircle among the trees. Eyes, if that's what they were, glinted pale blue, unblinking. Names I'd given them flickered through my mind. Wren, the tall one with limbs like saplings, Mira, always half-faded, and little Ock, who shimmered like heat off asphalt. They didn't move, just watched. I backed into the cabin, the door creaking shut behind me. Cold seeped through my flannel, the wood stove's warmth unable to push out the chill blooming in my gut. Hours dragged. I tried to read, stare at the grain of the table, anything. But outside, the hum grew louder, deep, insistent, like being inside a bell that never stopped ringing. By dusk, the sky bruised purple. I couldn't take it. Pressed my face to the window. Snow fell heavier now, a thick curtain, and beyond it, flickers. Not just the figures anymore, shapes moving, twisting things with too many joints and not enough shape. The watchers beyond the trees turned toward them, luminous gazes burning brighter, not looking at me, looking past me. Then something hit the barrier, hard. The dome flared, bright enough to throw shadows dancing across my walls. Instinct kicked in. I stumbled back from the window, heart pounding, eyes darting for something, anything I could use as a weapon. My hand found the fireplace poker, cold iron trembling in my grip. My breath fogged the glass as I risked another glance. Thud. Another impact, closer this time. Every nerve screamed to run, to hide. But where? The dome hummed louder, a bone-deep vibration that rattled my teeth. Futility settled like lead in my chest. Run where? Fight what? The poker felt like a toy in my hands against whatever was out there. Wren raised an arm, long fingers splayed. The humming shifted, a strange harmony echoing through the trees. OC darted forward, rippling like a dropped stone in a pond. I loosened my grip, pulse hammering. They weren't keeping me in. They were keeping something else out. I stumbled back, knocking over a chair. Floorboards groaned. My mouth was dry as old bones. What was out there? Why now? The parchment's words burned in my mind. Do not leave. I lit a lantern, its flickering glow barely touching the corners of the room. Beyond the window, their gazes never wavered. Not hostile, protective, or maybe just pragmatic. Whatever hunted out there might tear through the woods, but my little cabin, their offering spot, no use panicking. I dragged my mattress to the corner farthest from the windows, laid down, heart thumping like a trapped bird. Above, the hum wove into the wind, strange music that seeped into my bones. Snow kept falling, eyes stayed watching, and I didn't sleep.